So, I am pretty sure that the Loves on I-135 north of Wichita and McPherson is haunted. More specifically, the fuel island is haunted. Because some weird shit just happened to me that has never happened to me before. So I pulled up, and someone cuts me off into the pump, of course, you know, even though it's like 4 a.m. here, Mountain Standard. So that's not a good start. So I get into the pump next to him, and I get it started on the app, and I get it started on the left side. It's filling up. I go around to the right side. I take the handle off the nozzle out of the island. I flip the cover up to get it to prime and get ready to fuel up. I stick it in. It's got resistance and acts like it's fueling up. Okay, and I've got it in there. And I give both of them the test. Like if you push down on it, is it gonna just fall out? And they both were in there good. To where I couldn't like budge them from the weight of the hose in my hand. So I go and I start cleaning my windshield, but I notice that there's no cleaners in the buckets, either to the left of my truck or to the right, and there's two in the right side of the lane next to me on the right. And so I grab one of those and I start, and I'm like, oh man, this squeegee sucks, because it did. And I go and I start cleaning, and I heard it click, and I'm like, that's a little early. So I go to the right side, because that's the one that you need to top off first before you go to the left, and that one wasn't even on. I'm like, what the fuck? I look at the nozzle panel thing, the one where you lift it to get it to start working. It's down. I'm like, I pulled this up as soon as I pulled the nozzle out, and it didn't just flip back down, because I'm aware that some of them do that. So I flip it back up, and I get it to go again, and I give it the tug test to make sure it's not going to fall out of there while it's going, and it's in there good. I go back to clean up my windshield, and I hear it click again. I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's full now. I go over there, that fucking nozzle is on the ground, off. Like, not still pumping, but off. And it like doused my whole area back there in gas, in diesel. And it's on the ground, but it landed sideways, but somehow shut itself off. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I go back, and I put it back in, and I get it started, and I babysit it this time. Because I'm like, who the fuck is doing this? And I get it filled up. It fills up no problem. I kind of wipe some of the stuff down, but man, it made a mess. And it must have spilled at least a gallon or two on its way down, because those things are high flow. And so I put it up, and I go to put away the squeegee. And I go to put it in the side that I know didn't have it. So my left and my right didn't have any squeegees in the buckets, and only the row down had two. So I had put the one down, and there's already a squeegee in there. I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn back, and the one to the right of my truck also has a squeegee in it. And then the bucket down where it had two, and I thought, well, maybe someone moved them down. No, that one has one squeegee in it too. So a third fucking squeegee appeared out of nowhere. And actually two squeegees, because I still had the one in my hand. And I'm like, what the hell? So that's my story. That fuel island is like, it's cursed, or it's haunted or some shit, because I may have only been doing this a year, but I have never spilled diesel. Never. And I've certainly never seen a diesel thing that fell off of a tank just shut itself off like that too. So, whatever, man.